Right to be Read podcast, episode number 65. How to deal with lack of acknowledgement.
You are listening to the Right to be Read podcast, and this is your host, Ani Alexander.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Right to be Read podcast, the podcast that inspires and encourages writers, or at least that's what I hope it does. My name is Ani Alexander and I'm really happy that you're listening to this podcast. Actually, just like any writer who's trying to fantasize a bit and think about different things and come up with different stories, I sometimes think about where do you listen to the podcast from? Are you driving to work? Are you listening it in the gym? Are you listening to me while you are jogging? And every time I come up with different very short, small stories about all the fictional characters who are supposedly listening to the podcast. Well, maybe I'm close to the reality. Maybe I'm coming up with a completely different stories which have nothing in common with you. So it would be nice to find out who you are, where are you listening to the podcast from, is it valuable to you or not, what do you think about that? So please don't hesitate to shoot me an email and let me know at ani@anialexander.com, ani@anialexander.com. Before we start, I would like to remind you that the podcast is sponsored by the Author Marketing Institute. AMI wanted me to let you know that their next event for authors is coming up at the end of January. It's called Author Marketing Live and it's a virtual conference. That means that you can attend from your home or office and see all the presentations via your computer or tablet. Grab a seat today to learn from bestsellers like Steve Scott, Joel Comm, Lewis Howes, and Peter Shankman and more. You can grab a ticket to the event for only $99 if you use the coupon code ANI during the checkout. ANI spelled ANI. That is $49 off the regular price. So just visit www.authormarketinglive.com to register and using the coupon code ANI, save $49. Okay, now let's get to our today's episode. And today's episode does not have an introduction because I don't have anyone in here, so it's just me and the microphone. And today I will have a short solo episode which will be a bit personal. I just thought that these days I already have many loyal listeners and they do deserve a bit of personal stories from me. And although it's a big challenge for me to open up because I'm not really used to this and I don't really love talking about myself, but I just thought that by showing my personal stories related to my writing and me becoming a writer, I may help some of you overcome writer's doubt, overcome challenges, and maybe by listening to what happened to me, you may come up with some solutions or feel a little bit better about different things that make you low and sad. So today I want to talk about being acknowledged, about how your writing is perceived by people, and especially how the people who are close to you react to what you've written. So I wrote a small story which illustrated my personal experience and which hopefully will bring in some insight to you as well. So here it is. A while ago, I told you the story of how I started writing, and I still can't explain why and how exactly that happened. But after the first poem which I wrote, I've been writing on and off for 20 years already. So, just like most of you, I did not share my writings with the world and kept them to myself. I did not even read most of what I've written, and that is because I loved and enjoyed the process of writing more than the result itself. But after a while, though, I decided to show it to my mom to get opinion. I handed her the piece of paper with my handwritten poem on it and asked to tell what she thought. Mom took it, read it and told only 2 words: not bad. Although the feedback was not negative, I took it exactly that way. The expression of her face and the way she pronounced those 2 words sort of showed that she meant just the opposite of what she really said. And although maybe I have let go already and I have not really been influenced so much by that scene, I have not forgotten that. And I still remember that moment. That was my very first experience facing criticism. So, what happened? Was I upset? Yes, I was. Did I stop writing? No, I didn't. I kept on writing in the evenings in my room while listening to music through my earphones and drinking beer straight from the bottle. I was aware of the fact that most 16-year-old girls spent their evenings differently, but honestly, I did not care. Then, one day, I saw an announcement about a poetry competition in the UK. Back then, they were asking for real hard copy letters. So the next day, I was at the post office sending the poem I had shown to Mom to the competition. I thought that the jury might know things better. So I sent the letter and completely forgot about it. And that is until I received a reply. I held the closed envelope and took some time to collect courage and open it. When I finally did and read the letter, I absolutely had to show it to my mom. Why? Well, because there were 2 main messages that I wanted her to read and see. The first one said that according to the jury, I had talent, which, by the way, I did not believe, and I still don't. And the second message said that I was among the semi-finalists of the competition, which had more than several thousand competitors. So, what happened next, you'd wonder? Well, it appears that after jury's letter and the acknowledgement, Mom took my writings more seriously. Well, I can't tell that she liked them. She still probably didn't, but she accepted the fact and believed this time that my writings were, as she put it, not bad. Those who have heard me tell that you as a writer don't need anyone's permission and acknowledgement to write and be a writer might think that I contradict myself here. But I don't actually, and let me explain why. The thing is, that letter did not change much in how I saw my writings. It did boost my ego a bit, I admit that, but I still did not think I had a talent. I still enjoyed the process more than the result, and I still did not consider what I did as something more serious than a hobby and escape from the reality. What the acknowledgement did, actually, was it impressed others and brought in credibility to what I wrote in other people's eyes and not mine. Somehow it seems like others need that acknowledgement more than yourself. It impresses people and makes them look at you with different eyes. But does that acknowledgement change the way you write? Does it make you a better writer? Does it change you as a writer at all? I think the reason it did not change much in me was that I was writing for myself at that stage. I did not need to share my writing. I did not aim to publish my poems, and I was not looking for fame. I knew I could write, I loved doing it, and I wrote to either cope with the reality or escape it altogether. So I wrote regardless of whether Mom or others liked what I'd written or not. I wrote regardless if the jury thought it was good or not. I did not need the permission to continue writing, and the acknowledgement I received simply meant that maybe what I wrote was not bad. You think you need many people to like your books in order to consider yourself a successful writer? You think you need to become a best-selling author in order to prove yourself and others that you're good? You think good reviews will make you a good writer? You think 1,000 true fans is a proof of your talent? Well, maybe. Although I think that none of the above will happen until you accept your writing, until you believe that you are good, and until you make the decision to collect the courage and become vulnerable by putting your writing out there. And just after you put it out there, make the decision that if you get not bad as a feedback, you will not give up and continue writing anyway. Well, that was the story I wanted to share with you. It happened a long, long time ago, but as you can see, I still have not forgotten it and probably never will. So all I can advise right now is just keep writing. Write not because you want to make money. Write not because you want millions of people to read your book, although those are good reasons too, but let them be secondary reasons. Don't write for acknowledgement. Don't write for money. Write for the sake of enjoying the process, for the sake of following your passion, for the sake of spreading an important message with the world, and for the sake of being yourself. And if you're writing now and you've been writing since a long time and you intend to write for later on, it means that writing is part of yourself, and being yourself means writing too. So I guess that's all I wanted to tell you. A reminder once again, as I already told in the beginning, the Author Marketing Live is a virtual conference which will take place at the end of January. You can grab a ticket to the event for only $99 if you use the coupon code ANI, A-N-I, during checkout. That's $49 off the regular ticket price. Just visit www.authormarketinglive.com to register. Well, and before we part, I would like to remind you also that the giveaway that I have organized for you is still live and you still have 7 days to register for it. And by registering for it, you get a chance to win a Scrivener, to win the book Write, Publish, Repeat by Johnny B. Trund and Sean Platt, and also the book called Business for Authors, How to Be an Author Entrepreneur by Joanna Pan. And I think that that's a pretty good start for a self-publishing career, because with Scrivener you get a good and useful and actually recommended writing tool, and with the books you get the basic knowledge, and actually not even basic, it's quite deep, and you have lots of information covered there, and it will help you with the self-publishing, with book marketing, and with running your business as an author. So I think the 3 prizes mentioned will have you fully packed for the first stage of your exciting journey of becoming a successful author. So you can enter the giveaway at www.anialexander.com/giveaway, www.anialexander.com/giveaway, and I wish good luck to everyone with it, and hopefully one of you will make a good use of the tools and the books that I'm presenting to you. Okay, well, I guess now finally we can part. I hope that this episode brought some insight about me, as well as helped you cope with lack of acknowledgement, and brought a new way of thinking about people who don't really get what you're writing. Take care, have a nice day, and please don't stop being a writer. Bye.